So I have been gone for quite a while. I posted a couple of lives the other day. I just posted a short today, and I also recorded my very first long video in like 2.5 years. And in that video, I mentioned my new husband, but and I talked about him as if like he hadn't been introduced yet, because he hadn't been. But then we randomly decided to do a live just for fun. So this is Cameron. He is my husband. We've been married for almost a year, which is crazy. Yeah, so I mean, we didn't really talk about what we were going to talk about. We just decided to open the camera because not a couple years ago, I'm tired. Last year, when like right after we first got married, we actually sat down with the camera and like recorded our story. But number one, it was what, like
an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it was really, really long.
Long story.
Very long story. But then also we had some stuff pop up that we had to deal with, which was
cancer.
Hooray. He's okay. He's fine.
I'm still here.
Yes. You're not a ghost.
See?
I love you.
You
too. Thanks. So yeah, basically he had brain cancer when we first met, still has brain cancer actually. You can tell this person.
I don't know how the lingo works. It never goes away, it never goes into remission, so it's still being watched. But yeah, there's a big hole in my brain.
And he's still like one of the smartest people I know. So that's really impressive. I'll joke, I'm like, you're missing a hamburger patty of your brain, and yet you're still one of the smartest people I know.
Like a baseball.
Like a baseball. It was like, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so anyways.
Depends on if you measure it before they release all the pressure on the tumor or afterwards.
Yeah.
When it's growing in your brain, it's like pushing on everything. And then they take it out and it's like...
Yeah. So he had brain cancer when we first met, and then like a month or two into marriage, we found out that he had testicular cancer. Hooray. So yeah, all that to say, the idea of like filming and editing and posting something on YouTube kind of took a back seat to surgery, which happened 2 days after Christmas. Super fun for a couple celebrating their first married Christmas. But it is what it is, and we're here now.
Yeah, because you don't actually need both your testicles.
Thanks for sharing that tidbit with us, Cameron.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so should we just share our story of how we met and
Sure.
all the things? I'll preface this by saying we got married 5 months after we matched online, which is really alarming, and should be really alarming. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, our experience has been very good, but
I would do it again.
I would do it again.
But not with anybody else, and I wouldn't give that advice to anybody else.
Yeah, I would, yeah, exactly. Thank you. So yeah.
I'm a giant red flag.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
I'm wearing 2 different kinds of earrings.
Oh, yeah, look out. This guy. You gotta watch out for this one. I love you so much.
I love you too.
So we met online on a Christian dating app called Upward. Go Upward. Shout out to Upward. And we pretty much immediately just clicked. Like we just...
And started talking about like all the really serious stuff.
Heavy stuff immediately.
Which was really... I don't want to say easy, but it was like... It made sense because I had cancer. So it's important to like bring that up when you date someone.
Well, and also we both have kids, and so and also have been divorced, and so we were not messing around. I actually told my son's dad like a couple weeks before I met Cameron, like, yeah, I don't think I'm getting married again. And then I met Cameron, and like I genuinely think it's like 2 weeks after we met, I have a journal entry that says like, if things continue like this, I'm going to marry this man. Like, very, very, very quickly.
You also didn't want to be exclusive.
Oh, yeah. I
thought that was funny.
You can tell that part.
Yeah, so she told me that, like, she didn't want... How did you phrase it?
I said I wasn't going to be, like, exclusive with anybody for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
You were like, yeah, sure.
Yep.
Okay, he didn't say that to me at the time.
No.
He was like, yeah, okay.
That's what I thought.
All right. But yeah, in his head, I found out later, he was like, all right, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, and then very quickly, I was like, okay, yeah, no, this guy is...
Not out of, like, overconfidence, but, like, I knew we were a good match.
Yeah. Yeah. So, very,
it's
very
not because
quickly.
I'm just so great.
I mean, you are.
Oh, thank you.
I think you are.
But it was more just that, like, I could tell we worked really well together.
Yeah, and we do. The stuff that we have handled in the first year of marriage, which we're coming up in a little less than a month, will be our 1-year anniversary. The things that we have walked through and dealt with in our first year of marriage is a lot, to say the least. So yeah, it's like God has been very, very faithful. And I want to be very clear that the reason that we got married so quickly was because God led us to it. We even within, like, when did we start pre-engagement counseling?
Well, I think we started looking up the concept and seeing if anyone would actually do it, like maybe a month into actually dating. Because we were just friends for, what, like a month? No.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a month, but it ended up actually being like 3.5 weeks.
Was it?
Yeah. Because we did that intentionally. Because we both wanted to be, like, we didn't want to cloud the waters. We wanted to make sure, like, first and foremost, are we on the same page with our faith? Are we compatible? Like, we didn't want romance to, like, cloud the water. So even, like, the first time we watched a movie at his apartment, we sat on, like, opposite ends of the couch because we were like, oh yeah, we're doing the just friends thing. Yeah, that didn't last.
Because oxytocin is a thing and can cloud your judgment.
Absolutely.
So we wanted to try to maintain clear heads.
Yes.
Although that was difficult. We also had a curfew while we were dating.
Did, yes.
Which I would definitely recommend.
Yes, very
We
strongly.
were trying to not sleep together before marriage, especially as adults. Curfew.
Which sounds ridiculous because you're like, I'm a grown adult with my own living situation, my own car, I've got kids, I pay my own bills. What am I having a curfew for?
I know a lot of adults
For
that
brains.
really struggle with things that they teach you in kindergarten, like sharing and being nice to friends.
Being kind. If you don't have anything kind to say,
Don't say anything.
Shut your pie hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That, like, we were very, very intentional. I guess we're talking about this. We were very intentional to, like, set boundaries and guardrails. So we had a curfew of 11 p.m. every single day, unless we had something, like, big going on and we were, like, with other people. We had a very strict curfew for 11 o'clock p.m.
Except that one time that I rode my motorcycle to her place and then it started pouring.
Yeah. And I had my son that day, so I couldn't, like, drive him home. So he literally had no way to get home. And so he slept on the couch.
I did.
Yep. But I don't recommend that because it's really easy to let one little, like, slip of the rules turn into a whole bunch of slips of the rules. Yeah. But
It's like that video that we watched about the wall that didn't have the proper drainage.
oh yeah, we saw this video the other day.
Yeah, there was like a wall with like a hill and a parking lot on the other side of the wall, and it didn't have the proper drainage, so like the water built up underneath it and got really heavy, and then the wall started to like buckle, and then it just like completely collapsed on all these cars, except for the one guy who like jumped in his car and drove away.
Like, sir, I don't know if
Like,
you're
I'm saving my
brave
car,
or
but everybody
dumb
else-
or both. I don't
Everybody
know.
else can just deal with their car being destroyed and buried in a mountain of rubble.
Yeah, it was a pretty intense video, but yeah, that's a good, what is that, metaphor? I always get, like, metaphor, simile, analogy, all of those mixed up. I have no earthly idea. I know simile is similar to, and metaphor is like you're saying something is something else, so I guess that would be simile, but I feel...
Simile is using like or as.
Thank you. Okay.
And we said it was like.
Okay, so that's a simile. Yep.
I guess. I don't know. You can correct us in
I have
comments
no
if you
idea.
want.
Absolutely no idea.
Although nobody's on here.
It's fine.
We're just talking.
What's weird is like I turned my camera on for 3 days. Oh, it's pill time.
Pill time.
Cancer is so fun. Actually, it's also my pill time.
Yeah.
Because antidepressants.
Drugs, prescription drugs that are
Careful.
not used
Careful.
can be
Sir.
beneficial. I know the rules.
You do know the rules.
I used to work for YouTube.
Yeah. So he knows. I was like, okay, are we gonna? Okay, no. Should we?
What?
I was gonna say what our initial plan was for the live.
What was it?
Tattoos.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a tattoo kit because we did matching tattoos. This was supposed to happen at the altar on our wedding day, but someone forgot the tattoo kit. It was me. I forgot the tattoo kit.
But then I also got this little heart.
Yeah, I did that little heart, and I also did this sun myself. I did this a couple of years ago. And yeah, so when we got married, hello.
Oh, hello.
When we got married, which fun fact was a surprise, Cam did not know it was happening. Did I introduce you by name? I don't know that I did.
I think so.
This is Cameron. Hello, Cameron. Welcome.
Hi, Rachel.
To my life. But yeah, so Cam did not know we were getting married that day, which sounds like a big red flag. He thought we were getting married 10 days later on Halloween.
It wasn't that I didn't know we were getting married.
Yeah.
That has to be very clear.
Very
I knew we
clear
were getting
about that.
married. I asked her to marry me.
Yes, he did.
And then she tricked me into getting married earlier than I expected.
With a surprise birthday party that turned into a surprise wedding via a wrap.
And some of the people that attended the birthday party did not know it was
They
gonna
did
be a
not
wedding.
know. So he thought we were going to, I told him we were going to a murder mystery dinner at my friend's house. So got him all dressed up. That's how I got him dressed up. I was like, it's a really fancy murder mystery dinner, so you gotta wear a suit.
I kept asking like, who my character is.
Yeah, I'm like, no, there's no characters.
It's someone
for
who's
this.
getting married.
It's someone who's getting married.
Yeah, that's not what you said.
So yeah, so then he walks in and we were gonna drop the kids off at his parents' house. For the night. They were gonna like watch the kids for the night so we could go to this murder mystery dinner, And then my ruse for like getting him inside was that I wanted to say goodbye to the kids, and we were running late at this point, and so he's like, Rachel, we gotta go. I'm like, no, let's go inside and say bye to the kids.
I hate being late.
He really doesn't like being late. And so we walk in, and then surprise, it's a surprise birthday party. I also hate being late. Surprise birthday party, and then after we did cake and everything, I was like, all right, I have a little surprise for you. And okay, something that happens in my family, we will like rap for each other. You're always late. Yeah, so I come from a family where we're late like all the time, and so I developed like some real serious anxiety around being late. But then as someone with ADHD and 3 kids, I'm late all the time and then really anxious about it. But yeah, so in my family, rapping is a thing. And so something I will do for the people that I love is make the whole point is that they're terrible. Like, I'm not out here thinking I'm like,
better than I could do.
It was not. It was okay. I was very proud of it, but the whole point is that it's not like serious good rap. I'm not, despite the fact that I have lived on 8 Mile, I am not the next Eminem.
I think you should post part of it on here.
Oh my gosh, we'll see.
It's real good.
Maybe. But anyways.
Got a lot of inside jokes though.
Yes.
That you all probably wouldn't understand.
I wrote a rap and filmed a music video and edited a music video. And at the end of the rap, I asked Cameron if he wanted to get married that day. And so in front of all of our friends and family, which some I had not met yet. So some of these people, their first exposure to me was to me surprising their friend with a wedding and there being a rap video involved, which was incredibly embarrassing. But like, that's the whole point, is I'm like embarrassing myself for the people that I love. And so, yeah, so then we got married that day.
We were engaged for 19 days.
Yes, I planned the wedding with his mom before we were even engaged. She and I had started meeting for coffee. His mom's amazing. I adore her. we had started meeting for coffee so she could get to know me and I could get to know her. And we had been planning a surprise party for his birthday. And then one day I was like, yeah, so I think I want it to be a surprise wedding. And she was like, you're wild. I'm in. So you said you wish you could get married quickly because it's a pain in the keister. You missed the part of the live where we said we would not recommend it. Not because of each other, but because of...
Well, I would recommend a short engagement.
Yeah.
As possible.
Yeah.
Like, date for long enough. Of course, we didn't.
I think the due diligence is the important part.
The due diligence.
Like,
which is the point I brought up.
Yeah.
That you hadn't thought of before. My whole thought around, like, the length of time dating is, it just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me, is that people are like, okay, well, you have to date for like a year before you
really know
someone. I'm like, well, what happens in that year that you've accomplished to then say that you know the person?
Yeah.
And can you just do that faster?
Like, there's people who date for years and don't really know each other. You've only been doing it 15 years, like dating the same person. Give us more information. We'll help you. We'll talk you through it. We got you. We're love experts. We've been married twice.
I think combined between us, how many years of marriage?
Yeah, same person. Okay. So, I'm curious. Now this is turning into like back and forth dialogue. Tell us more. What has your relationship been like? Why are you not married to this person? Tell us everything. And we'll keep talking in the meantime while you're typing, but then we'll address your comments as we go. Millie's just in the background.
Yeah. She really wants this ball. It's very dirty.
Millie. But so we were very, very, very intentional with like really digging in to find out if we're compatible. I think what most people tend to do when they're dating is they're like, okay, I've chosen this person, now let's make it work. And that's absolutely a valid way to approach things. However, what I have found to be more effective is figuring out if you're a fit in the first place. And so when we started talking, before we even started dating, we were like, okay, our mission is to find out, does God want us to be together?
And really, I think the point was,
thanks.
Let's, especially because we both had kids.
Yeah.
Well, we still have kids.
We do.
We still have children.
They are happy to report they're still with us.
Like,
if you want to know if you will get along, play Monopoly. So true.
Risk. Risk is a good one too.
Settlers of Catan. My family calls it Settlers of Satan because it destroys families. But so what we did, we did pre-engagement counseling. You love Risk. I have not played Risk in forever. Do we have it? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
My parents do.
Okay, cool. But yeah, so we did pre-engagement counseling like very, very, very quickly. But then we also would find just like...
Which like no one...
Yeah, it's like not
counselors
a thing.
didn't understand what we were talking about.
Like, what do you mean pre-engagement counseling?
Like we didn't want... Because by the time we would get engaged, we're like... We're getting married.
We've both been in pre-engaged or premarital counseling before in our first marriages that quite obviously didn't work.
Right.
And so by the time you go to premarital counseling, you're engaged, there's a ring, there's probably a venue, you're in it.
And there's people.
Yeah. There's a
like social
lot.
Pressure.
If you decide you're not supposed to be together, then there's all this stuff that has to be undone. And there's so much pressure to keep you together, even if it's a bad situation. So we were like, okay, before we're invested, let's have a professional help us find out, like, where genuinely, like, let's dig in. Let's find the yucky stuff. Let's uncover our flaws. I feel like no ring, no label is going to make it work. Either it will work or it won't. Has 15 years. Yeah. So it sounds like, so when you say that, hence 15 years, does that mean it's not really working, but you're sticking together, or it's just working how it's going? I'm curious to hear what you have to say. But yeah, and then something else we would do that our counselor loved. She's phenomenal, by the way. Our pre-engagement counselor was absolutely amazing. She's also now just my therapist, and I adore her. She's awesome. But we would go online and look up lists of tough questions for couples to really help us dig in and find the places we hadn't explored yet and make sure we were on the same page.
So we wanted to like rule each other out
Yeah.
as options as early as possible before things got messy and complicated and like kids got involved.
Yeah.
We're both independent and have had some growing up to do, but we love each other and have been through a lot.
I get that. Yeah. And that can be pressure in and of itself to stay together. It's like the sunk cost fallacy, right? Like, well, we've been together so long.
That's what definitely happened to me.
Yeah, same.
And because I had dated my first wife dated and engaged for like 8 years before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, not 8 years. I don't even remember. It's probably a good sign. But yeah, we dated for a long time, engaged for quite a while, and then it was just like, well, the next thing is to get married, which then goes against what my theory is that like it shouldn't just be like that's just the next thing.
Right. And that it was very much the same in my first marriage. Like, we basically had decided we were at the point of like, okay, we either need to break up or get married. Those are not the only two options. No, don't do that. And now like we ended up like,
well, those are kind of the two options, but it just doesn't have to be.
It was like, okay, we're at a decision
if you're not
point.
Breaking up,
then we're going ahead and getting married now. Like,
right.
That's what I'm saying. It's because obviously the only two options are you end up with someone forever or you break up.
Right.
But like, we were at the point where we're like, okay, we either have to decide we're gonna start the ball rolling or we're gonna break up.
Yeah.
I don't want a divorce.
Sucks.
That's what took so. Yeah, divorce is the absolute worst. So I would very strong, not that you're asking for our advice, but if you want it, if you don't want our advice, please feel free to disregard this. But if you do want some advice, really dig in and make a point, make a project, set a deadline for yourself.
Make a spreadsheet.
Yes, we got you. We got you. Also, a little plug for myself here. Make sure you subscribe so I can get updates on what's happening with you and your relationship. We're friends now. Hi, I'm Rachel. But make a project of, we got you. Make a project of figuring out, are we supposed to be together? Do we belong together? Pre-engagement counseling. No one will know what you're talking about, but basically go to a counselor that does premarital counseling and say, hey, we're not engaged yet, but we want to figure out if we should get engaged. I promise you, they'll probably go, nobody's asked for that before, but yeah, that's really smart. Do that. And
that's what we got.
Yes. Every time we met with our counselor, she just like laughed. She was like, you guys, you're doing the stuff you're supposed to do. We're like, yeah, but a lot of people are still yelling at us. We had a lot of pushback. Understandably, because we had both gone through brutal divorces.
And like part of my brain was gone. So like, who knows if I'm thinking correctly?
He was. Spoiler alert. Yeah, he was thinking correctly. My first relationship was horrible. All kinds of drama. That didn't help. Yeah. So then you've got trauma too, like we have.
Yeah.
That's not easy to get over. Like I was to the point where I'm like, okay, God, if you want me to get married again, I will, but I really don't want to. I was fine being on my own. Oh yeah, I'm a mess. LOL. Same. Truly. Therapy, proper medications, and most importantly, Jesus. I am so serious right now. Like, I almost wasn't here anymore. I will be honest with you right now. And therapy and Jesus kept me alive. And now here I am with my absolute best friend in the whole entire world. And like we've both been through some stuff, like really horrible stuff that would decimate a lot of people, and to a certain extent did decimate us.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. But the thing about Christ is he provides purpose in the pain and through the pain. Pain is never for no reason. You should only marry your best friend, I think. Yeah, absolutely. The
whole concept of like opposites attract, I think, is garbage.
At least in our case.
My first wife was the opposite of me. Was, whatever. And like it just wasn't like we didn't click, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of like hobbies that we do together because we just didn't have interest in the same things.
There's not common ground. Like we have so much common ground because of our values, because of our personalities. Like we have the same sense of humor.
And we both have ADHD.
Can you tell? I'm sure you can't even tell that we have ADHD. If you're really emotional all the time, you're not happy. It took me a long time to know that. Yeah. Like that. Okay, what's that Taylor Swift song that's like screaming and fighting and kissing in the rain? It's 2 a.m. and I'm cursing your name. So in love that you act insane, and that's the way I loved you. And it's this like deeply intense. You're like, oh, I want this passionate. No, you don't.
That's garbage.
You dingus. Like steady and like as someone who has been in relationships like that where it's just like you're like, yeah, this tension, that's trauma.
Yeah,
You're
it might be
filling
exciting
a
for
need.
like a certain period of time, but then it gets really old, and especially terrible when you like life gets complicated too.
I feel like too, like
there's no place to rest.
Yeah, in the media, toxic relationships are so glorified. Like we watched Frozen with the kids the other day, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
these people are so toxic. Like the Lost in the Woods song, when the cops come, you know it's over. LOL. You should. Mm-hmm. In a lot of cases, you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah. But yeah, so we watched Frozen, and if you've seen Frozen 2, or if you haven't, I'll just explain it briefly. There's
Spoilers.
This song. Yes. Thank you.
You haven't
Spoilers.
seen Frozen 2.
I love you so much. In Frozen 2, there's this song where Kristoff, who's like the male love interest, in case you haven't seen it, he is singing about his girlfriend, who's very much this like go-getter princess, who's like Anna, thank you.
Yeah, the main character.
Yes, she's the main character.
Although I guess you could debate.
We're not debating Frozen lore right now, Cameron. Focus, please. I love you.
I can't. We just talked about
and you're missing a hamburger patty from your brain.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. If you didn't hear that part, you're probably really alarmed right now. He has brain cancer. Has. But it's technically, the tumor was removed.
The tumor's gone.
So we joke that
it's likely that it's gone, but you never know.
Hopefully it's gone.
Blood-brain barrier.
Clear MRI
Positive
so
and
far.
negatives.
Ay.
My star.
Anyways.
Science.
So... I love you so much. So in this song, Kristoff is singing about how he's lost in the woods without his girlfriend, and like, you're my true north, and now I'm lost in the woods. Who am I? My favorite is Emperor's New Groove. Sorry to hear about the tumor. I knew someone that had that and got all better. Oh, that's really great to hear.
Yeah,
Emperor's
I love
New Groove,
Emperor's New Groove.
Fantastic. Love it. I was thinking about the Emperor's New Clothes. What is it? The Emperor's New Clothes? No. What is it?
The King and I?
No.
What? What am I talking about?
I have no idea.
You mean the one where the emperor like gets clothes that are invisible?
Yes. What is that called?
I think it's just like a story. Like with a moral.
Yeah, but there's
It's not a parable.
Emperor with no clothes. The Emperor with no clothes. That's it. It's anyways, this is not important. But yeah, so he's like, yeah, I'm lost without you. And that's this is a kid's movie.
That's really terrible.
There's so many, it's just like never.
You shouldn't be lost without the other person.
Toxic relationships, I guess, and like healthy relationships, according to media standards, are boring. Like, we support each other. We have each other's backs. There's no like crescendo of a story there, except in our lives where we're constantly
a ridiculous
doing
amount
stuff.
of like manufactured drama.
Yeah. So
drama just happens to us though.
It does.
Cancer and seizures and
you can spend at least 10 years trying to get rid of fairy tale beliefs. It's not. So now I'm that mom who, like, to my kids, I'll be like, you guys, this is actually not good. I'm like, I remember being a little kid, and when my mom would turn stuff into a lesson, I'd be like, oh, Mom, and now I'm doing it. Getting older is really fun. But as you can tell by the glitter on my face and the hearts on my eyes, I'm refusing to grow up. And my space buns, I'm not going to grow up. Just kidding. I'm a responsible adult, and I care very well for my children.
There's a reason why we have a bunch of piercings and tattoos.
Why is that, Cameron?
Because it's fun.
It's fun. Yep, it's fun.
We can.
Yeah. Okay, what other questions do you have? What can we help you with? What can we help you with? Dr. Phil is in session. Dr. Phil is not a good person.
He's not a doctor.
He's not a doctor. He is not helping people. This is now turning into a rant against Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil, stop it. He's probably not watching this. Maybe you're Dr. Phil. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know your life. I have trust issues really bad. That's fully understandable. Same, honestly. It's something that...
We've talked about how you're still waiting for me to be a jerk.
Yeah. fully honestly, I'm still waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting to wake up one day and the mask to fall, and for me to have you're like Scooby-Doo, just how long have you been together?
Dating and marriage, like a year and a half.
Yes. We are coming up on a year of marriage in 1 month. And we were together for 5 months before getting married, which is terrifying to think about.
It's very scary.
Very
like,
scary.
You're talking about like trust issues. Like we both were very scared to like get in another relationship when our first ones ended so terribly.
Yeah. And especially like all the advice we got was like, slow down, take your time. And that's really good advice.
Some of it.
It depends on like the meat and potatoes of it, like what's behind it. Like Cam was saying, what is the purpose of taking a really long time to get to know someone? To really develop that intimacy and to know someone, truly know someone. And we had a very unique situation in that, number one, we were both very comfortable being open about ourselves, our past, our flaws, all of that. And we had been doing the introspective work in therapy for years. Yes. Cameron, we don't say poop on my channel. Just kidding. I'm pretty sure I've sworn on my channel before. I just bleeped it. Bleeped it with a dolphin noise. Yeah. We moved in together after 1 month. Been together ever since. Yeah, I mean, we basically, like, we slept in different places because we were very committed to not sleeping together before we got married. We were successful. Sorry you had to witness that. What was I saying? Yeah. We're cutting that line of questioning now.
Yeah.
Cameron, get it together.
I'm sorry.
Please.
I sincerely apologize.
Good. I expect a notarized letter of apology on my desk by morning.
We still need to do that notary thing online.
Oh crap, we do. Welcome to life with 2 ADHDers.
The household is very organized.
What are we talking about?
We know exactly what's going on at any given moment.
I forget what we were talking about.
Oh, he was saying...
if you guys need advice, I'm happy to try to help too. Perfect. Yeah. What?
Oh, he was talking about moving in together after a month.
Oh, yeah.
And we basically live together.
Oh, that's what we were saying.
We both work from home.
Yes. We both work from home. I have my own business. He works for Google, thus the Google shirt. Fun fact, he actually used to work for YouTube. But still, my channel is not monetized. Thanks, Cameron. Because he takes his job seriously and is an ethical human being. Yeah, we don't want that.
Can't just go turn that on.
Yeah, no. No, I lost my monetization on accident. I didn't do anything bad, I promise.
You gotta keep posting.
No, you gotta keep posting. I didn't post for like 6 months, and I got an email saying, hey, you need to post, otherwise we're gonna demonetize you. Well, they weren't clear, and I did a community post, so like a text post. Yeah, that doesn't count. So I got demonetized purely because they were like, you gotta post, but that post doesn't count. Thanks, YouTube. Love you. Actually, I do enjoy YouTube. It's really fun. Oh yeah, so we basically like lived together from pretty much the moment we met. Besides at night, we would go sleep in our different corners of the world. And then early the next morning, get up and work together and spend the day together and spend the evening together and then go to our separate houses. And like, so we very much got to spend pretty much every second together from the moment that we met. And so very, very quickly because we were very dedicated to understanding each other, you have to be honest with each other. I would say false expectations are a killer. Yes, exactly. That's why we wanted to make so sure. Let's talk about everything. Let's figure out where we're at on every issue so there's no surprises. Because, I mean, infatuation is a real thing. And especially when you find someone that you click with so quickly and completely, you're just like, oh, great, everything's wonderful. This is so much better than my last marriage. Yeah, of course it is. Because it ended for a reason, and now this is new.
And like I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, no. Oxytocin.
Oh, yeah. Like when you're infatuated with someone, like, or when you're digging in deep to those like core values, sometimes you don't know if you're even telling the truth, right? Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
I'm sure that like both of our past relationships, when we were having those conversations with our exes, probably they didn't realize that
They weren't being upfront.
They weren't being upfront.
And we didn't realize we weren't either.
Yeah. On both sides.
Yeah. It's easy to lie to yourself. It is.
Because it's very easy to lie to yourself.
I missed it. What is your name? I want to refer to you by name. Please share your name with us. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm really tired.
Gentle request.
A gentle request.
So yeah, it's getting cold.
It is getting cold, and I have to leave soon for Bible
fire's
study.
dying.
Sorry, don't give fair. Okay, pick a name for us to call you.
Picasso.
Our daughter, she got Picasso and Perfecto mixed up. So she kept trying, she meant to say Perfecto, but she'd be like, ooh, Picasso. We're like, have you seen Picasso's work? It's not
so funny.
She's hilarious. She's great. I love her. Thanks for her, by the way.
You're welcome. I did it on purpose.
You did? You had that child on purpose with me in mind?
No.
Good, because that would have been... If it's me, I'm very creative. Ooh! What kind of creative stuff do you like to do? Tell us all the things, Picasso. I forget what I was saying.
Maybe if they're creative, they could draw us a tattoo.
Ooh! That could be fun, and then we could do the tattoo. We were going to do tattoos tonight. Oh, we were still going to do it.
We're still going to do it.
Okay.
Play music, and I'm just a lot to deal with. Oh, I like music.
Yeah. Cam plays music too, and we're both a lot to deal with.
A little bit of guitar.
Mental health issues, trauma, personal flaws.
That's how I play.
We have each other, and most importantly, we have Jesus. And that is how we are functional humans. And that is how our life has meaning. You do guitar too? Awesome. What is your favorite song to play? This is now an interview.
And what kind of guitar?
Of you. Yes, what kind of guitar? And then I think, should we go do tattoos?
Probably.
Yeah, let's do it. What should we do tattoos of? Because I got a little stick and poke kit. I don't know if you were here for this. I did this tattoo myself on a very important anniversary to me.
Jackson's, a Fender, and a Marshall. Oh.
Fancy. So fancy.
I have a Fender. I don't have a Marshall.
You don't. I don't know any of you. Oh, I know Fender. I don't know Marshall. I don't play the guitar. I played percussion in school, and I took piano for 8 years, and I can play one song.
I played clarinet.
You did.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Got a little jazzy with it.
Squidward.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was.
But it's not that big.
The Marshall is my acoustic. It's a cheapie.
Oh, nice.
I have a ukulele, but I have not learned to play that yet. You need to teach me how to play the ukulele. Yeah.
I can do that.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Tattoos?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go to tattoos. We're going to tat ourselves up. What was that?
I was trying to throw the ball so Millie would run into the camera.
Oh. There we go. You guys seem to be a good fit.
Thank you.
We very much are.
I think so.
There's a plane.
That's a plane.
Are you sure it's not a bird?
I'm positive.
Could it be Superman?
He's not real.
Cameron, the children. Okay, but yeah, okay. We're gonna go. But make sure you're subscribed because you're cool. We want to hear from you again, and we'll probably go live another time. But in the meantime, go watch my videos, and then we're friends now, so that's cool. I am invested in your relationship now, so yeah. Okay, well, this has been fun.
Oh,
Scarlett! Scarlett! No! Scarlett, quit it.
Scarlett.
Oh my gosh, these
here.
dogs.
Scarlett, come. Here, we'll pick her up.
Yes.
Come here.
This is our baby.
This is one of the
This
babies.
is one of the babies. This is Scarlett.
Thank you.
This is Scarlett. She's a good bubby. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Very nice to meet you, Picasso. Hope to hear from you soon. And okay, bye. Yes, she's a mini. She's so cute. Okay. All right.